It is. Call the meeting to order. Kim, will you take the roll, please?
Sue? Don? Marty?
Here.
Lloyd?
Here.
President? Bill?
Here. Thank you. I will bring your attention to the Open Meeting Act up on the wall. Is there a motion for that we have verification of legal advertisement, posted advertisement?
Also move. Second.
Okay, moved by Lonnie, second by Marty, that we have verification of legal posted advertisement. Roll call vote, Sue?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Marty?
Yes.
Lonnie?
Yes.
Kim? I vote yes. Motion carried.
Well, comment on the legal advertisement that was posted everywhere was right. This we had to correct last night. That was sitting here in the office, just the information sheet.
Okay. It was AM instead of PM.
Right.
Yes. Do you know who's meeting? Okay, we have the agenda before you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Okay, moved by Sue, second by Don. We approve the agenda. Roll call vote. Don?
Yes.
Marty?
Yes.
Lonnie?
Yes.
Kim? I vote yes. Sue? Motion carried.
I apologize, that was my typo. Our last meeting, you know, when you have it on computer, you just go in and change things. Our last one was 11 o'clock a.m. Yeah,
Okay.
my proofing. And, well, I just messed up. But it was right on the postings. Legal notification was right, so.
Okay, purpose of this meeting is to consider offering a superintendent contract. So I guess with that, is there a motion to offer, to make an offer of the position of superintendent?
I would move that we make that offer to Mr. Alexander.
Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved by Marty, seconded by Kim. We offer the position to Jason Alexander. Is there discussion?
Are you going to allow for public comment at
Certainly could. It's open for discussion. Okay.
My name is Lana Kohler. Most of you know me. I guess the first comment I had was I read the apology in the paper, and I really don't think your board owed the community apology. I think everyone was interviewed, if I'm not mistaken, and considered. And if the board had reasons for what they did at the first meeting or whatever happened, I'm not sure because it was a closed executive session. But just because other employees, parents, students, whomever, you know, maybe your reasons weren't valid to them, but as a board, you're looking at different things. Your reasoning, you know, was probably perfectly valid for what came out of that meeting. So I don't really think you owed anyone an apology for doing your job. Second, I've worked for small school districts a long time, and what little I know of hiring and firing, I'm assuming that Mr. Stephenson was contacted and was under the assumption that you were going to go into negotiations for this position. And for the board to renege on that, I just think it reflects poorly on the integrity of the board and our community. And, you know, I know your decision or whatever came out of that meeting supposedly wasn't a popular decision, but I just think it's a poor showing of our integrity in this community, if that's what happened. And I guess that's all. And I know you guys work really hard, and none of you want to be in the seats you're in right now. But, you know, I feel badly that this has come out the way it has.
I guess I would say, first off, that this had nothing to do with public pressure, staff, public, or anything. It was, yes, we did need to make an apology because we did make a mistake on our understanding of our policy on nepotism, how that was communicated, and it definitely made a difference in that original decision. And that is why we apologized, because, and yes, we felt, as we said, there's many people we apologize to, Mr. Stephenson being one of those as well. And I think as the board on a whole, we all felt that we had to do what we could do to make things, make the decision based on the right information, not the wrong information. And that was the only reason this was revisited. It had nothing to do with any public pressure. You know, if anything, you almost don't want to give the impression of caving to public pressure, so if anything, it makes you feel like, oh, do it. But no, this was, I guess, am I saying that fairly as far as the rest of the board's concerned?
Yeah, I would certainly concur with what Marty's saying. You know, there were some mistakes made, and we needed to accept responsibility for that. And I guess that letter of apology to the community was our way of trying to address it and make things right, I guess.
And certainly we did a disservice to both Mr. Alexander and Mr. Stephenson in the way we did this.
Because I assume Mr. Stephenson doesn't have a job now.
Well, I guess we don't know that at this point,
Not at this
what's
point.
happened there.
So do you normally go into negotiations with someone before you, or did you not, no one never told him that maybe? I don't know. I guess that's executive session stuff, so.
Well, that's part of the misunderstanding is what is said and discussed in executive session stays in executive session, and we can't share intimate details about
I understand.
specific people, and that makes it kind of hard for us because we can't explain why certain things took place, and you know, like I say, well, what's said in executive session stays.
Exactly, I understand that.
So does the board have a written policy on nepotism now before you hire Mr. Alexander?
No, we don't.
The only policy we have is the one that was there at the time, and
Which was no policy at all,
Well,
from
it
what I
dealt
understand.
specifically with the board.
Yes, but no policy concerning administrators,
No.
teachers, or anything like that. It just dealt with you guys.
Right.
right.
Any other comments?
I think I pretty well covered what I thought. I still think it's a very unfortunate thing, and you know, like I said, you hear all kinds of rumors. You hear what's on the radio, in the newspaper, and from everyone else in between. You know, it just. If Mr. Stephenson was led to believe that you were willing to negotiate the position with him, I just, you know, to me it shows a lack of integrity that all of a sudden now is saying, oh, well, we didn't know the rules and so we changed our mind. But like I said, that's probably not what happened. I only have what's come to my attention to base that on. So.
Any other questions or comments on the motion? If not, we'll have a roll call vote on the motion to offer the position to Jason Alexander. Am I saying that right, Marty, is how your motion was?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, roll call vote, Marty.
Yes.
Lonnie?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
I vote yes. Sue? Don?
No.
Motion carried. I guess with that, this time I think what we need to do is maybe have a committee or somebody go with me to Jason to inform him of this, and then we'll proceed into negotiations with him.
I would like to make this comment that just for the knowledge of the public, that this is, we are gonna go into negotiations with him. This does not, till we have another board meeting approving a contract, if Mr. Alexander is even still interested in the position at this time. This does not by any means mean that he's hired.
Yes.
We have to have another meeting to approve his contract if the negotiations with him lead to that. So, yeah, this by no means that he is hired at this point.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the position was offered to him. Well, I guess that, is there any other business that needs to come before us?
So what's the process now? We're gonna adjourn now, or we're going to stay here for a while? Or what's our plan of attack?
Well, I think according to our agenda, we probably need to adjourn now and, like I say, have either the negotiations committee or another person go up with me to visit with him. And if at that point he says yes or no, we proceed from that position.
We may be looking at options of where, continuing search or whatever.
Yeah.
We don't know that at this point. So.
It's strictly up to him now. I mean, that's... Any further discussion? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved by Sue, seconded by Marty. We adjourn. Roll call vote. Lonnie?
Yes.
Yes.
Kim? I'm still messed up with you guys switching around. I vote yes. Sue?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Marty?
Yes.
Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.